Here we go. I know lots of people will filter in and out. Let everybody know what's going on. Some people will come back and watch this. So we will kind of talk a little bit just at the beginning here. Wait for everyone to join us when they can. If you're watching this not live, skip ahead 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds before we get into kind of the meat and potatoes of everything. That's what's going to happen. But while we wait for everyone, some little housekeeping things. Please just remember, if you are in the Chicago area, we have the Whiskey for a Better World event. It is next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. It's going to be at Warehouse Liquors, the room above. It's going to be awesome. I know I've talked about this in a lot of videos, but we are down to 2 tickets left. We are down to 2 tickets left to that event. What's going on? 2 tickets for the event. It's going to be awesome. I'm starting to get the prize list together, or excuse me, not prize, but the auctions. Awesome. You're going to be there. That's great. Hopefully, you got 2 friends or 2 people who still want to come. There's literally 2 left, and then it's going to be a fully sold out event. It's going to be a fun, intimate affair. Catching some things. Boom. There's 4 tickets to NXT TakeOver War Games. And there's 4 tickets to Survivor Series. Not the greatest focus, I know. But those will both be up in separate auctions. Just to give you an idea, certain things that are going to be there. Bardstown Bourbon Company is providing a package of bottles as well as distillery visit for 4 people and $200 towards lunch at the Bottle and Bond Kitchen and Bar. So, and glassware and things like that. So they have this badass package that's going to be available for auction there, as well as some of their limited bottles, which will be for auction, it's a really cool thing that I'm going to wait to announce a little bit later. They're going to have a really cool package. Copper and Kings is going to have some bottles. Journeyman Distillery is joining us now. They will be there pouring some of their stuff, and they're going to provide, a package of things to auction. I have coming in, for those who are interested, one of the last bottles you heard about of the Blum Brothers Nodder Bourbon, 12-year cash strength MGP. They just released it this last weekend. People mobbed Galena. Well, one of those bottles, if you weren't able to get out there, will be for auction at this event. So that'll be there. There'll be various popular bourbon bottles that, sometimes don't appear on all shelves. It's not Pappy. I'm going to say that again. It's not Pappy. But it's going to be a lot of awesome stuff. And so please come out, and you're supporting a great, great cause in that. So killed enough a little bit of time here. So we are playing a game this weekend. I'm going to try to do this every Wednesday weekly, or I might do Tuesday, but Wednesdays work better for me generally. We're going to call it What Whiskey Wednesday. And I'm going to put up some choices, and we're going to do a live, and I want this to be an interactive chat thing. It's not just me sitting here and doing notes. I want to chat with you guys. This is it's like a virtual, night at the bar. So please pipe in with any questions or comments you have. If you've had the winner by a very close margin, it was 25 to 22 votes. At first, this thing was running away with it earlier in the afternoon, and then it closed the gap with Baumburgers, which I still have yet to try, so I might just open that this week anyway. But so this is what you guys chose by a pretty thin margin, but you did, and it's kind of perfect because Chicago is blanketed in snow a little early this year. It is freezing here, and it is cold, and it is snowy and icy, and it is miserable. So cheers. So what better way to warm up? This is a High West Distillery product. This is a sourced blend of rye whiskeys finished in French oak port barrels. So this is a wine finish rye, basically. This is Act 6, Scene 5. And for a Shakespeare guy who used to call himself the Shakespeare song, this is a fun bottle to find. I've got this, and I've got an earlier edition of it up in there unopened. So let's go ahead and crack this baby. Or not crack it, but pop it open. Not normally a big rye guy. But this one intrigued me, both the bottle and the idea behind it and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. And this is a pretty damn dark whiskey, which I like. Color is nice, right? And this is always a popular one because it comes out right around winter, right around Christmas. So I'm sure it'll be popping up in certain areas over the next month or so. And that just has a really nice fruit and spice nose to it. It just explodes. Like cinnamon, like almost like banana nut bread. Lots of dark fruit and everything. And those are those ryes. And I don't know how old this is, but the older ryes get real sweet and candy like. This is really, I mean, it's a great nose. And on top of, let's take a little sip. Midwinter's Night Dram. Okay. Yeah. That is a spicy, very, but sweet, but not overly sweet rye blend right there. Mm. Yeah. So if you've ever tried this, you know exactly what I'm talking. People often compare this to like a liquid alcoholic fruit cake, which I think is a really apt um, kind of a thing because this is very very good. There's spice, like baking spice, almost like a little bit of chocolate, but 100% there's that rye bread and like raisin sweetness to it. Still those whiskey caramel notes. I feel like this would be a really nice addition to like an eggnog. I feel like it would just add some spiciness to that round sweetness really, really, really well. I think that could be awesome. And this is really, I mean, people have for the holidays. There's a reason people bust this out for the holidays. It's really, really nice. And I'm oddly now, I'm a little happy that it's snowing and it's freezing here because this is a nice little warm up. Mm. Please let me know if you guys have ever had this, especially if anybody has Act 6, Scene 5. I strongly, strongly recommend seeing this one in particular is very, very good. Um, but every one I've had so far has been really quite good. And this isn't, yeah. I don't know what else to say. There's, not a huge corral of us here tonight. But hopefully people on subsequent views of this can go back and watch this. And please, like I said, send me any questions, send me anything you want to know regarding this, regarding even just regarding anything we got going on. Um, my big thing now is pushing that event home. It's really, really important to me. It's the first time hosting something like that, and it's a little nerve wracking. I want to make sure everything's going to be right and go right, and You guys are going to help make that come true. And I really, really appreciate it. Like, you have no idea. I want to be doing these things often because, the most importantly, um, is just how people are going to be helped. That's the big deal to me. And so that, to top that off, to celebrate that kind of a spirit with this kind of a spirit is awesome. Um, I'm sorry. Jump in with that question one more time. I was going through the event stuff. Something about the price point of the bottle. I think somebody was trying to ask. Um, which on this I've seen this one wave way up and down. Right around retail, this should be just around maybe just under $100. I think I got my first one for like 110, and I think I got my second one for like 90 something. I've never really seen them below like 80, and I've seen them for 200 at some stupid places, but usually 80, 90, sometimes maybe 100 or 110. That's usually what the standard bottle price for this one is. Um, but it's a nice one. Again, it's not out all the time. These ones aren't on the shelf all the time. No, it's not. And for once a year, that's what a lot of these are. And again, they don't give a ton of information. It's 98.6 proof. It's 49.3% ABV. This is, I believe, um, I'll double check here. These ones, I believe, are still MGP sourced. Talks all about where it actually doesn't say where it's distilled, which I thought was kind of illegal. Somebody breaking the law. But nobody ever calls anybody out on this crap, and it's kind of insane. Um, I guess you really only have to put where it's bottled, right? Um, Unless it's under a certain age and everything like that. Well, that's too bad. Um, yeah. Any suggestions for whiskey for newbies? In general, there's a million of them. There's That's the thing. The whiskey category is huge right now, and it's booming and it's growing, and so there's a lot of really good. The one thing I would say, just don't spend a lot of money, especially if you're just getting into whiskey. Don't spend a lot of money because you don't need to. First and foremost, there's a lot of great things out there that don't cost a lot of money. There are more and more like limited and special things coming out because the distilleries are coming up with more and more ways to capitalize on this. And there's some really great ones out there. Like you're going to hear about the Pappy Van Winkles and the B-Tax, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, or Parker's Heritage, or any of these things. And they're all really good, don't get me wrong, but you don't have to stand in line, win lotteries, etc., to find really good whiskey. I'll pull some stuff out of my cabinet here. So this is Old Forester 1910. This is kind of limited, but this is really, really good, like finished whiskey without being overly like sweet. But the other reason I wanted to bring this out is because its big brother is called 1920. 1920 is a great, pretty strong bourbon, but it's a quality across the board. Like big connoisseurs love it. People that are new love it. Its price point is right in the middle at like 55, 60 bucks, and it's a really, really good whiskey. So 1910 is very good, but I would try 1920 by Old Force. You can also find something like this, Early Times Bottle and Bond. This is really good. And this is a full liter. This isn't a 750 milliliter. This is 1 liter. I got this in Kentucky for 28 bucks, and that was in the expensive side. This can normally be found for less than $25 for the full liter. And this is a really nice 4-year-old bonded bourbon from Brown Forman. Really nice. Please keep the questions coming because this is what it's all about. We're drinking Midwinter's Night Dram if anybody cares. And the other thing, if you're feeling ballsy and you're new to the bourbon world, keyword, feeling, you got some cojones. If you find some of these, and they have a new label now, but Knob Creek single barrels. If you find somewhere that has a really dedicated person picking these, it can be so good. This is for $40. I've got a couple in here that are 14, 15 years old, 150, 120 proof, and just full of flavor. And they're not hard if they're sitting on shelves because they're individual store picks. So I've got some from Tennessee that are amazing. A couple from here in Chicago from Benny's that are outstanding. So Knob Creek single barrels. But yeah, the point is, start cheap, explore, try a bourbon, try Evan Williams. You know what I mean? Evan Williams Black. Try Evan Williams White. Try Jim Beam White and Black. Jack Daniels. They're making a lot of different expressions now too. It's there's a lot of fun to be had. And read books about whiskey, man. Like, and then you get into like the process of how it's all made and all this stuff, and then you get in, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like me and a lot of other people on here, and you're like, what is the mash bill of here? And am I picking out cardamom out of this? Um, and you'll be a huge dork, and it'll be awesome because it's a badass adult dork hobby. So welcome to the club. I hope you enjoy. Mm. That's just like it's the sweetest rye whiskey you've ever had, especially outside of like Kentucky ryes. Because Kentucky ryes are usually a lot of corn and not a lot of their rye is capped with right at that 51%, which is legally what it needs to be called a rye whiskey. But when you get up into that 80, 90, 95% rye, but then finished in the French port barrels, that sweetness comes in from the wine, but that high rye, ooh, baby. Do you get directly from the distillery or go with third party like Drizzly? Neither, and I'm going to tell you 99% of people do neither. Um, 95% of people get it from your liquor store. That's where you're going to get it. So make relationships, get to know the people who run your local liquor stores, big or small, and chat them up about whiskey, especially if they're the ones like either picking barrels or they're at least picking the whiskey selection and purchasing or whatever like that. Legally, you cannot buy from a distillery from out of state. So I cannot go on to Jack Daniel's website and order whiskey to ship to my door. That there's a big thing that a lot of people want changed. They want people to be able to do that because it's the new consumer model, right? We got Amazon, we've got Walmart.com, and we've got all these things. People buy literally everything online. Why can't we go to Angel's Envy or Brown Foreman or Old Forester, Heaven Hill, and say I would like a case of Evan Williams Black, and then then the distillers are making. We have a 3-tier system in this country where there needs to be a distributor putting everything. Cheers, my friend. How are you? Um, and it's one of those things that's always been that way. And so it's until some serious change is made, it's gonna stay that way. So, um, and each state has different liquor laws too. So there needs to be a lot of action both on the state level, especially like in a place like Kentucky where a lot of the distillers are, as well as like on a federal level that can maybe change the way we ship, um, alcohol or spirits across state lines and across the country. What's going on? How are you? I'm glad there's more and more people coming. I know we're 20 minutes in, but people just jumped in a few minutes ago. So if you have questions about what's going on, we're drinking Midwinter's Night Dram. If you're having it, or if you've had this, pipe in, please. It's a really nice blend of rye whiskeys finished in port barrels from High West Distillery, but the juice inside is sourced from MGP. So, yeah. But that's my biggest piece of advice for people who are trying to find um, their way with whiskey and with finding what's next. Go talk to people at your local liquor store. Get to know them, because here's the thing: they want to help. They want you to be a customer. They want you to become a regular customer. So they're going to help you out and help you find something good, help you find something that fits your taste. And if they're good at it, then you're going to keep coming back, and it's good for their business. So if you go in and some jerk doesn't want to help you, then that's not the store for you. And so find somewhere that helps. I've been lucky enough. I'm here in Chicago. We've got a couple of really, really nice stores up and down this city. So wherever you are, go do that. Yeah. Not much more I can say about this. This is a really, really fine pour. It's got this dried fruit that kind of lingers on the roof of your mouth, kind of right in the middle. That even 30 seconds later um, is lingering and really, really nice. So that was something I always learned, or excuse me, not always, but I learned a lot later. Um, ooh, I had heard about that one. My Bourbon Journey over there talking about that Taconic. I had heard about that one. I've yet to taste. I hope you enjoy it. Um, but finish was something when I first started sipping whiskeys and everything. Was not. I didn't get it. I was just like, oh, it tastes like fire, and I don't know, it's kind of sweet or something like that. But then I was like, once it's down, right? But as you go on, you'll notice there's certain flavors that change a little bit and linger on your tongue and in your throat, on the roof of your mouth, that make things just a little bit different. And so there's all sorts of different sensory experiences when it comes to whiskey, from the nose to the palate to the finish. All right. Well, I'm not going to linger too much, guys. Please feel free to reach out. I'm always available via Instagram, Twitter, Wrestle Whiskey on Twitter, Wrestling with Whiskey on Instagram. Of course, right here on YouTube, I'm going to hopefully be doing more and more of these things. Um, Buckshee Bourbon, I have not. I will look them up. Thank you, sir. Um, but yeah, again, 2 tickets left to Whiskey for a Better World here in downtown Chicago next week, a week from tomorrow, raising money for the Greater Chicago Food Depository. It's a great cause, feeding a lot of people, especially this holiday season. A lot of great things for auction. Going to be a good time, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Thank you to any of you who have already purchased tickets. I can't wait to see you. Always feel free to reach out with me. WrestlingWithWhiskey.com is the website. I usually write more formal articles and stuff there. I also have a link to the YouTube page from there as well. Then please, WrestlingWithWhiskey@gmail.com is a direct line to yours truly. So please reach out. Any kind of questions, likes, whatever, anything you'd like. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hello from Oregon. Hello back to you from Chicago. Thank you guys for joining me. I know some of you probably just hop on, and I'm about to hop off, but please go back and watch the full video. We sipped on a little bit of Midwinter's Night Dram. It won the poll today for What Whiskey Wednesday. And we will be back next Wednesday with another edition of What Whiskey Wednesday. But until then, always be trying new things, always be meeting new people, always be expanding your mind and soul and everything, and always be wrestling with whiskey. Thank you guys very, very much.